My name is Kim Lehman, and I'm a Homeschool Iowa Regional Representative for Region 17. Today, I would like to share with you about 3 different learning styles that may help you in home educating your child. As parents who home educate our children, I feel that we have a huge advantage because we know our children so well. Since they were young, we have had the chance to observe them, and so we know what brings them joy and what frustrates them. And because of this insight that we do have, we'll be able to help them learn in a way that is most beneficial to them. The 3 learning styles we will be talking about today are the auditory, the visual, and the kinesthetic or hands-on learner. As I share with you the characteristics of each learning style, you may notice that your child fits into more than one box. And that's okay, because the information that I'm going to share with you will still benefit you in teaching your child in the way that is most easily understood by them. The first learning style that we are going to talk about is the auditory learner. Auditory learners love verbal communication. They love to tell you all the details about what they're learning. They can easily remember song lyrics and are good at sounding out words. They talk through their problems, understand instructions better when they are read aloud to them, and sometimes will read their printed instructions out loud to themselves. These children might struggle with being easily distracted with background noise and correcting and paying attention to details in written work. I have a daughter like this. She always explains to me in minute detail what's going on in her world. And a lot of times during our school days, we will listen to music. And I try to switch it up and let the children choose what style of music we're listening to. But if I ask her, most often she is going to ask if we can have it quiet today and no music because the music distracts her. I have another daughter who would process information while preaching outdoors from the top of the picnic table. Just by repeating it out loud several times would help her to memorize and take in that information. So that is an auditory learner. The second style of learning is the visual learner. The visual learner many times likes to read to themselves more than having someone read to them, especially when it comes to instructions on how to do something. And they like to see information in front of them. Visual learners are quick to imitate or copy what they see. They are distracted by pretty things or activities around them. They are able to see in their mind where at in a book or on the page they saw something. They're quick at recognizing sight words at a young age, and they will see details around them or in pictures that others might miss. And they are often doodlers. Flashcards work well for them, as well as maps and timelines and videos that show illustrated instruction. Visual learners might struggle with creative writing and thinking through word problems. I'm a visual learner. Many times if one of my children is struggling with a math story problem, they will try to sit across the room from me and read it out loud. But I always have to stop them and tell them I need to read it myself. I need to see it and read it and think it through before I can explain it to them. Also, creative writing is a struggle for me. I can easily copy an idea, or if someone starts the story for me, I can come up with something. But just to be creative on my own in my writing, I really struggle with. The third learning style is the kinesthetic or hands-on learner. This child learns best by using their hands or their whole body. They're always moving and have a hard time sitting still. This child may have excellent balance skills and coordination. They like to take things apart and try putting it back together. They may relate well with others in action better than in words. And they become easily distracted when they have to sit still. These children need to take frequent breaks from desk work to release some of that physical energy. They process information best when they are physically engaged. There are many times that they are great in art and drama, and these kids have high energy. I know for my kids, if I'm reading aloud and they're doodling or messing around with their hands, I think they're not listening to me. But there are a lot of kids that take in the information better if their hands are busy and they're drawing or playing with a puzzle or something. One example of how you can utilize this hands-on approach in math might be using manipulatives, whether it's actual coins while learning about money, or a clock when teaching time, or blocks when they're studying addition and subtraction. And these days you can find many math programs that use manipulatives. I had a son who was a hands-on learner. He loved disassembling things and was also very good at building. He made his own bow and arrow that he actually went hunting with. At one point, we were studying catapults during our history study, and he spent a lot of time trying to figure out all the details so that he could get them to function properly. I also had a daughter that would hang from the back of the couch while reading, or spin around in her blanket while memorizing scripture. These children are often the ones that stand out in the public school setting. They just don't fit in that institutionalized learning system, because you can't have 20 or 30 children dancing around the room. I believe these kids are so gifted and benefit so much from being taught at home, where they can really express themselves in the way God intended. Earlier, I mentioned that your child's learning style may not fit neatly under just one of these three headings, and that's okay, because I feel the more ways that you can present a subject to your child, the better that they will be able to grasp it. For example, if you were studying a certain time in history, and you could make a salto map, or maybe construct a building from that time period, and then at some point throughout the study, look up and make a recipe from that region or time in history, that your child will remember the experiences and hold on to that information much longer. This is especially helpful if you are learning history together as a family, and you have many learning styles represented. Many curriculums you find today are set up to use several of your senses. For example, many of the history programs have the option that you can read aloud to them, or they can read it to themselves, or you can buy an audio version and have them listen to it. When they're done, they will either orally narrate it to you, they will write down a little summary on a notebook page, or they may come with a journal where they can record through drawing and writing what they've learned. I really believe that knowing your child's learning style is so beneficial. If I can encourage you in just one thing today, in one way, it would be that you would take the time to figure out how your child learns and processes information. Many times I don't think our children are trying to be disobedient or difficult when they are not grasping the concepts that we are trying to teach. But instead they are just not understanding or able to process the information in a manner that we are presenting it. I hope this was helpful to you today. Thank you for letting me share.